Now we're back alive, and finally we have lives. And the life counter on the right is finally not gray, so it will count all the lives that Conker currently has. Much like when you collect money. Whenever you lose a life, it'll go down. Whenever you gain a life, it'll go up. And we don't want to lose any more lives, so I'll try not to fall down as much this time. If I even fall down at all. So I'm going to try to step this up a notch because, well, quite frankly, I'm playing this out a little too slowly and a little too simply. So I want to show off my skills. But for the purposes of this video, press the B button and it will like burn the bats and stuff, you know, like you stand there, the bat will fly and you like pull out this flamethrower type thing and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, if you're pro, just hop rope to rope. The thing that makes this portion of the Bat's Tower chapter one of the hardest spots in the game, well, in the original Bad Fur Day anyway, is because there's a lot of fixed camera positions, and that makes it really hard. So now, now that we can pull the switch, that will open up that little underwater path, which we'll visit in a moment. But first, we have to collect the money up top. And man, I got a bit of a cough going here. That burger really knows how to make my throat weird. And this part right here is probably one of the most annoying spots in the original Bad Fur Day, because it has a fixed camera as well, and to get the money, it's really hard. But because you have a free camera to control in this version, it's a lot it's easier to maneuver yourself.
Hey, I'm here. Hurry up. Pick me up, head.
Cool. Laughing all the way to the bank.
Now with $900, we'll actually fall outside of the tower, which brings us out here. It's a lot safer than falling all the way from the top, because you'll actually respawn up top if you kill yourself. So now that we have this tunnel open, we can go through. Basically, the last part of this portion of the chapter, we have to collect these cogs. There will be 3 of them scattered around. There's actually a bit of a gameplay difference here as well. In fact, this chapter has a lot of differences in comparison to the original. The cog that we have now is actually positioned where it was in the original, but this second cog in the main room here actually isn't here in the original.
Hey, oh, bloody hell. Come on, put it on, Crick. Put it on, I like it like that. Oh, oh, fan-f***ing-tastic.
Oh, hang on. I think I got it on the wrong way round.
Black bugger you have? What you doing? What? Ah, f***.
Another thing is that the cogs in the original were actually a lot faster.
Go on, get the other one on. Get the other one on. Marvelous.
So it was harder to get them, and because you couldn't walk around with a weapon, and it paused your movement when you used the frying pan in the original, it really made it really frustrating. So the last cog is actually in this room over here, and the second cog that we saw, like originally there were 2 cogs in this room, but now there's only 1, and they moved really fast. So getting that cog in the original Bad Fur Day is a lot harder than it appears. And I know I'm comparing this chapter a lot to the original, but there are quite a few gameplay differences which make things they make them easier in this version, but whatever.
Thanks, f***head. Now go f*** off with you.
So now we have to go on this thing and spin around.
I gotta get off this thing!
F***ing shite! That's tossed it right up there.
I do declare, ladies, we are free at last to exact our revenge on this evil cock. Grab him!
Oh no! Not Mr. Big Cock. That's me, buggered. I'm out of here. I say, I don't know what his problem is. I find it rather delicious. Thank you, Mr. Squirrel.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yes, and I think you'll find that your little problem outside has been thoroughly taken care of.
Oh, cool.
Now, good day to you, sir.
Toffee nose snob.
Why, thank you, Mr. Squirrel. Come on, ladies. It's the Caribbean for us.
Well, we're done with the tower itself. Now we can finally get into that vault. We just have to swim our way back to those catfish. Oh man. Sometimes this chapter can feel boring to me. I don't know. There's nothing really holding, like, I can't even speak. It's just not really too exciting until probably just the end of it. That's just my opinion though. But whatever. Again.
Ladies, wow, it's that squirrel person again. How are you? I see our brutish friend didn't get his victuals today.
Yeah, well, time enough for that. I need the combination. Thanks.
Oh, no, you don't seem to understand. Yes, you don't understand us. We can't go about giving away classified information like that just to anybody. Wow. We will open the safe, won't we, ladies? Lead the way.
I guess you could say that this is pretty much the water temple of the game in terms of, I guess, a bit of frustration and how bland and boring it is. Though the water temple really isn't that bland to begin with, but you get what I mean.
Now then, ladies. There he is.
Oh, look at him. Poo-poo to you. Yes, you brute. Yes, I told him. Oh, dear. He's bad-tempered, isn't he? Now, where were we? Let me see. Yeah, there we go. Open, meow. We'll wait here. Meow.
Yeah, you know that water temple? Yep, the one in Ocarina of Time? Yep, that's the one I'm talking about.
Hello? Hello? Money?
Who the hell are you? You ain't my boss. I'm out of here. I'm swimming with the fishes.
This gig gets worse and worse by the minute.
Now here is the next part, exploring the inside of the vault. And it's actually pretty different than what you would expect. But first off, we have to open up that door. So we have to shoot these arrows that are found in the specific spot of these wheels, and then like it opens. In the original version of Bad Fur Day, there was actually letters that would spell open, and that kind of made it a bit more confusing, and they simplified it. If you hit the wrong symbol, there are two black iron imp things just in those 2 holes below the spinning wheel. If you were to spell them wrong, like if you were to hit the wrong symbol, then, well, you'd get hurt. So now we get this light helmet thing on our head and we swim down. And this is why I think that this is pretty much the water temple of this game, because you're spending this portion of, well, I'd say most of this portion underwater here. Well, I wouldn't say it's most, but there's a lot of underwater exploration, I guess, that we've done so far. So the light will scare off those giant eyeball things. And another reason why this is much easier in this game, mainly because you can hold your breath longer, and like you couldn't hold your breath as long in the original, so you'd constantly have to go for oxygen underwater, which kind of sucks. So you're pretty much just swimming around, but it's a lot easier in this game. And the glowing lights for the tunnels represent where you have to go next, so you pretty much know what you're doing. It was like that in the original as well, so I wouldn't be worried. And the battery can die in your light, so if you get anywhere close to those things, you will get hurt. So we pull this switch, which will open that. So we have to go to another room where we swim to, and then we have to keep swimming up. So it's pretty basic, yet swimming underwater can be quite a nuisance sometimes. But it's actually pretty simple to swim in this game, so I wouldn't be too worried. So we go through the yellow light. Well, the yellow light tunnel will make our way through. And then we pretty much just swim our way up. Get some oxygen along the way here. And everything's just fine and dandy. Yeah. Swimming. Isn't this fun? Could you imagine just doing this yourself, just swimming? You know, just somehow holding your breath for this long. Could you imagine that? Oh, finally, the surface. Yay. And there seems to be some sort of hole right here, so I guess we'll jump in.